This is Joseph Kahn for Modern Healthcare, live at HIMSS. I'm visiting today with Dr. William Bria. He is the Chief Medical Officer of Dataskill, systems integrator in San Diego, and he's also the President of the Association of Medical Directors of Information Systems. The physician informaticists have a symposium going on, the opening, the pre-conference day of the show, and there's been some speakers. And Bill, let's talk a little bit about what's been said already and what do you expect at the show so far. One of the speakers today, we're talking about the implications of meaningful use.
Mm-hmm. Yes, one of the things that finally now we're to is that some of the negative implications of meaningful use. The presentation we just listened to had one clinician, CMIO, at a hospital that was actually relieved of duty after an audit of the meaningful use documentation and reporting was performed at the hospital. Ultimately, the hospital passed that audit, but because of the trauma that incurred in the hospital, there was a disruption. One of the things we asked after that information was relayed is there any difference in structure of CMIOs? In the past, CMIOs have usually been positioned between IT and the medical staff in order to reassure, educate, and follow through with the medical staff about the changes of new information technology. What was said today is that no, you need to get the CFO, the legal department, the top leadership in the organization all at the same table as you start to move into these places, because otherwise it does look like this is a single point of failure or contact.
I see. Clem McDonald, IT pioneer, was also on the agenda this morning.
Yes, wonderful presentation, and Dr. McDonald really went through his history with the development of the modern electronic medical record, but made a major point about automation and requirements of automation through meaningful use that he thought might be premature. One of them actually was the amount of structure change with medical documentation. That is telling the story, adding some discrete elements out of that documentation in a way that interrupts care and actually decreases efficiency. And he actually presented some data to that effect, so I was quite surprised, but heartened to hear an expert of that caliber say that we have a ways to go yet with the reconfiguration of some of our commercial systems in order to meet these needs.
Now, you had a room full of folks, a lot of them with various titles, but CMIO is one that seems to persist. Tell us a little bit about where you see that whole job and where it is in the continuum of informatics right now.
Well, the good news is that its time has arrived. The bad news is that everybody knows it. The idea that the CMIO now, with meaningful use program going into its phase 3 soon, is the center of attention as the dollars involved, as the compliance regulations are involved, now is a reality. And so be careful what you ask for. Of course, we've asked for this for over 20 years. And the notion now that we need a team around us in order to do it all right is very obvious.
Bill, thanks for visiting with us.
My pleasure. Thank you, Joe.